More than 5,000 years ago, in the river valleys of southern Mesopotamia, something extraordinary happened. Mathematics emerged. Law, astronomy, and monumental temples all took shape. And the people responsible for this explosion of culture left behind stories of powerful beings they called the Anunnaki. Some believe these beings were gods, figures of myth and religion. Others believe they were visitors from the stars. But what did the ancient tablets actually say? Settlements. By 3500 BCE, one city stood above all the rest, Uruk. At its peak, Uruk may have held up to 50,000 people, making it one of the largest cities in the entire world at the time. This was completely unprecedented. To support this population, they developed massive, large-scale irrigation systems, organized labor forces. It was for accounting, grain tallies, livestock records, tax documentation. It was the myths. In Sumerian mythology, the world was governed by a pantheon of powerful beings known as the Anunnaki. These deities were associated with the heavens and the earth. They were part of a divine cosmology, very similar to the later Greek or Egyptian pantheons we're more familiar with. The word Anunnaki itself roughly translates to offspring of Anu, with Anu being the great sky god. This kind of symbolic creation language is incredibly common across ancient cultures worldwide. He claimed the Anunnaki weren't gods at all, they were extraterrestrials. He said they came from a hidden planet in our solar system called Nibiru, and that they genetically engineered early humans to serve as a slave labor force to mine gold. The idea spread like wildfire. To some, it felt logical. After all, here you have the world's oldest civilization, possessing seemingly advanced knowledge that appeared almost overnight. But here's the critical detail that often gets left out. Mainstream. Assyriologists, the academic experts who can actually read ancient cuneiform, overwhelmingly reject Sitchin's translations. They argue that his interpretations are based on mistranslations and forcing the text to fit a preconceived narrative. For example, they point out that the word Nibiru in ancient texts usually refers to a celestial body or a crossing point in the sky, like the planet Jupiter or the North Star, not some rogue planet on a 3,600-year orbit. The Anunnaki were never described as astronauts, and there is absolutely no ancient tablet that describes genetic engineering. So if it's not aliens, why does Sumer still feel so impossibly advanced? Let's look at the mathematics. The Sumerians used a base 60 numerical system. This is the reason we still have 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, and 360 degrees in a circle. Well, mathematically, base 60 is actually incredibly efficient. It can be divided evenly by a lot of numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15, 20. Then there's the famous flood story. One Sumerian tablet tells of a great flood sent by the gods to destroy humanity. A man named Ziusudra is warned and survives by building a giant boat. Sound familiar? This story predates the biblical story of Noah by centuries. To some, this suggests a shared ancient knowledge of a real global event, perhaps even one involving alien intervention. And then we have the Sumerian king list. It lists ancient rulers who reigned for seemingly impossible lengths of time, 28,000 years, 36,000 years, even 43,200 years for a single king. Then, the list states that a great flood swept over the land. Some people claim this is proof of long-lived, non-human. But ancient texts often use exaggerated numbers symbolically, not literally. This was theological math, a way of saying these early kings were godlike, not a biological record of their lifespan. So here's what remains truly astonishing about Sumer. Within a few centuries, human beings went from living in scattered farming villages to building structured cities with written law codes, organized religion, continent-spanning trade routes, a written language, and monumental architecture. But archaeology shows that this was a gradual development, building upon earlier cultures in the region like the Ubaid period. There are no sudden alien artifacts found in the dirt. No impossible materials that couldn't have been made at the time. No advanced technology that is fundamentally out of place. The Sumerians were extraordinary, but perhaps the real mystery isn't whether they were helped by beings from another world. Perhaps the real mystery is why we consistently underestimate what humans were capable of, all on their own. When we see incredible ancient achievements, our first instinct is often to look upward, toward the sky, for an explanation. But the evidence, so far, points downward. It points to the clay tablets buried in the earth. It points to the irrigation canals dug by hand. It points to the power of human mathematics and, above all, the power of human imagination. The Sumerians didn't need to be aliens to be astonishing. And maybe that makes their achievements even more impressive. The oldest civilization didn't fall from the stars. It rose from the earth, and it changed the world forever. Thank you for watching.